going on, y'all? So we got new news. We got new news on Blade, man. Now this is coming from comicbookmovie.com. Like the rest of us, David S. Goyer is wondering why Marvel Studios is having so much trouble cracking the long-awaited Blade reboot starring Mahershala Ali, and has offered his services to Kevin Feige should he need any help getting the project back on track. Why couldn't they just go with David S. Gore from the jump? Like, well, okay, we understand what's been going on with Kevin Feige and Disney and all that, and how Kevin Feige wasn't really working on, I guess you could say, what is it, Phase 4 or Phase 5? He wasn't. He really didn't have no, I guess you could say so for what Disney was doing with the, I guess, Phase 5 and all these TV shows and all this. That's why it's gotten so bad and all this type of shit, and why Blade has been put out. But now we got this news article talking about David S Goyer giving his input on why it was taking so long. But my thing is, why did it take this long for the original writer to say something about this? But let's keep going. Goyer, who wrote the scripts for all three Blade movies, and directed 2004's Blade Trinity, was asked if he'd have any interest in writing the MCU reboot during an interview with Screen Rant. Okay, so Screen Rant did an interview with David S. Gore, and they pretty much asked him would he be interested in working with Kevin Feige, I guess, to finish off the script. But honestly, I would want David S. Goyer to write uh, a better script. I mean, come up with a better script or come up with a better story or something. I mean, and let's just say Kevin Feige gets David S. Gore to write Blade or to do a new Blade, right? David S. Goyer and Wesley Snipes coming back for a fourth film would be insane because they probably haven't done a movie in so long, but them coming back, or if Mahershala Ali is still gonna, I think Mahershala Ali and Mahershala Ali and Wesley Snipes will both be in the new Blade film if Wesley Snipes is still alive. Because Blade is like, Wesley Snipes is like, I think he's like 64 or 65 right now. David Goyer is like in his 60s too as well. So for them to come back, or for both of them to be in the film, Wesley and Mahershala Ali, to be in this Blade reboot, and have David S. Goyer write and direct with Kevin Feige and all them, that would be good because David S. Goyer is good. Who else would you want? But let's get back to it. So David S. Goyer pretty much said, "I would love, I always loved the character, and I loved him. I've been sitting on the sidelines wondering what in the world is going on. Why is it taking so long? Because I'm a huge Marvel fan myself. I've just been totally puzzled. Yeah, we all been puzzled, David. We all puzzled. What the hell's going on? Um, though the reboot was removed from Marvel Studios slate late last year, we have heard that the movie was simply delayed and would eventually move forward. Unfortunately, no longer seems to be the case. Despite the recent reports that the project reboot was still on track to commence production in the UK at some point later this year, multiple sources claim that the film has now been put on indefinite hold. Recording artist DJ Fly Lotus, Stephen Ellison, recently took to X to reveal that he had signed on to write the music for Blade. Things fell through, and he does not sound optimistic about getting the project a chance to revisit the project. The last we heard, the latest draft by Eric Pearson, who is the sixth writer to have been assigned to the project after after to sign to the project after Michael Green, Stacy Kofor, Michael Starbury, and Bay DeMo, and Nick Pizzolatto had finally satisfied everyone involved, but clearly this isn't the case. Apparently, the real reason why Blade was pushed back again is because Marvel is prioritizing the multiversal stories in the build up to Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. But honestly, you know what I think about this, right? Like I said, with all the tariffs and stuff that's going on, right? And, not being able to film overseas, right? If you look at the Blade, I had looked at the Blade uh shooting locations, right, for the first Blade film. Did you know that the warehouse, the train scene was not filmed in LA? It was actually filmed in Detroit. So I wouldn't be surprised if they takes the new Blade reboot because this whole tariff stuff is going on. They decide to take it back to Detroit or take it back to LA, uh, you know, because of money. So why not take the film back to Detroit? Why not take the film back to LA? Just like the original. But yeah, y'all, David S. Gore getting back on the scene. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Just like, but like I said before, it'd be good if David S. Gore does come back to write a fourth Blade or Blade reboot. Have Wesley Snipes and have Marshall Ali in the film. Man, banging film. I already know. Off the gate, it's gonna bring them a lot of money. If David S. Goyer and Kevin Feige decide to. If Kevin Feige decides to bring David S. Goyer back on. That's it, y'all. Y'all be good.